So what is going on, guys? It's Brandon here.
And it's Jamie here.
And today we're going to be doing our BCP ranking.
We are. Now this is the first time me and Brandon have ever agreed on anything.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. How has this happened?
You are seeing a standard Karting first here.
Literally. So let's waste no more time and get into it with...
Number 48. Sky High Sunday. Bet you weren't expecting to see this, right? No, you all were. Everybody's played the BCP knows this is the worst one. From janky, disgusting water physics to railings which you just drive through. The music's awful, the settings are ugly. It's just Baby Park with a birth defect. This is awful.
And number 47, we have Merry Mountain. I mean, who wanted Baby Park at an incline, right? I mean, is this a simple track or is this a simple track? Like, who is giving this track credit for being cool? Oh, I drove up a Christmassy hill. You're not even in season, mate. What the hell?
That's awful. Now, 46, making it the worst tour city is Amsterdam Drift. Surprise! The tour city with water, stupidly annoying turns out of nowhere, and crap music is actually the worst. Are you shocked? Because I really am. What were you thinking, Nintendo?
I mean, a shocker to some, but not to us. At number 45, we have Paris Promenade. Honestly, my personal least favourite city. Like, it's just so bland and boring, but, like, outside of that, like, I guess the music's pretty. Like, Nintendo, this was your opener. This was your opener to the BCP. This was crap. Moving on.
Yep, moving on to number 44, Tokyo Blur. Because guess what? The second one wasn't much better. And this is your homeland. What did you do? This looks disgusting. This is an ugly-ass city.
A complete failure.
Absolute failure on all parts. There's no difficulty. It's boring.
Number 43, Toad Circuit. Now, I actually held a decently fast record on this, and I quite enjoy that. And outside of that, there's nothing else here. It's Toad Circuit. Like, what would you expect it now? What I want to mention is a lot of people will go, oh, why aren't you talking about the graphics? It looks so bad, right? No, because I don't actually like slandering Wave 1 for its graphics, because it initially is taking things from Tour, and Tour is a simple looking game, right? So it's not that bad.
Yeah. I'll just quickly argue that point and say I'm not going to slander the Wave 1 graphics on certain occasions. Now, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't expecting anything from Toad Circuit anyway. I can't give a shit how it looks.
Exactly.
It's still Toad Circuit and it's still awful.
Moving on.
42, Sydney Sprint. Another city track. I think you're noticing a trend. Yeah, no, the second lap is the entire race.
Pretty much.
I can't remember laps 1 and 3. I just remember 2 going on forever.
That it may as well have just been a free lapper.
Good music can't make up for this.
No, absolutely not. At number 41, we have Singapore Speedway, arguably one of the prettier cities here. I mean, it's nighttime, so that's gonna help it, right? But the only notable parts are going over the Marina Bay Sands, like the hotel thing, and like I guess through Chinatown.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, this track is just kind of a mess. And last I checked, those walkways don't have conveyor belts on them in real life.
Of course not, because that would be health and safety hazard. Nintendo. 40, Ninja Hideaway. It's been no lie that we are not a fan of this track.
Absolutely not.
And it's time for me to come to express our opinion and say that this track is not that good. It's janky. No, this wasn't play tested. It wasn't.
Not. Definitely not.
This is an awful track.
British humour. Oh. Now, unlike British humour, we actually have number 39, LA Laps. Now, LA Laps would have been a pretty good course. Like, think about it. You got the sunset. It could have looked really pretty across the skyline of LA Laps, right? And that you know, that a cappella, that choir.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 da, da, ba, 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 ba. Where is it, Nintendo?
What
did you do?
What if you wanted sunset and Nintendo said, hey, here's crabs?
Like, guys, like, real talk.
Hey,
no.
You wanted a sunset? Well, actually, this next course has one. 38 Sunset Wilds. Oh, wait, no it doesn't. Where's my sunset, Nintendo? What the hell is this? It's just a flat GBA remake. Nobody likes this.
This was a flop.
Alright, of all the GBA remakes, this one hurts the most because it had the most potential.
Oh, yeah.
If they had just not been lazy, this could have been an absolute classic. But instead, it's just slippy controls and flat.
Alright, number 37. Now, I'm glad I get to talk about this one because I actually really like Alpine Pass. Not in the Booster Course Pass, though. What did they do? Now, the thing is, I'm not gonna, discredit the track visually. Visually, it's good. I like it. It's just a bit nothing, though. Like, there was opportunity to do so much with, like, maybe, like a trick variant. Like, I feel like Rock should have been the one that got the backwards lap rather than Peach Gardens, to be honest. But honestly, that's my opinion on Rock. But outside of that, it's just bland.
Yeah. Now, number 36, Bangkok Rush. I was expecting big things from the tour release. Not gonna lie, I was expecting a lot. And what did we get? We got another city track. They're just all starting to fade into one, and the crabs are back. Why are they here?
I think Nintendo likes crabs.
Clearly.
Now, number 35, the very first Tour city, not to be added to the Booster Course Pass, of course, but to be added to Tour. Now, New York Minute is like a great landmark for Nintendo because that's where one of the buildings is. And honestly, they have one of the variants goes past that street, which is really cool. But outside of that, like this track is like it's good, it's pretty, and the music slaps. Tell you what,
I quite like it, but there's nothing here.
Like it's just a bit dead. Like it's a nighttime track and it's slippy.
Talking about a bit dead. Number 34, Daisy Circuit. Why? Again, you've already heard me rant about this, so I'm not going to go on too long. But why? It's Wave 6. Listen, you're meant to be going off with a bang. This is more like a... Why? It's just a circuit track. Pretty, yes. Music, great. Circuit, yep.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what I actually would equate that to is it's something that's trying too hard. Do you want anyone else is trying too hard? Number 33, Cooper Cape. Good grief, this thing is trying way too hard. Like, first of all, not only is this a downgrade from the Wii version, like, no, we're not going to talk about the 7 version. That thing's awful. That's an atrocity.
I'm not going to lie.
Right?
I'm considering it might be a downgrade of the 7 version. Which is impressive, by the way. Well done, Nintendo.
I was going to say, how did you mess that up? That bad. But, like, oh my god, it's not even just the fact that the track is scaled down. The music annoys the piss shit out of me. Oh my god. Like, it's literally, you've heard me say it before, but it's like high-pitched dubstep. It's so annoying. Like, genuinely, real talk, explain to me in the comments why Cooper Cape's music is actually good.
Wow. So an overrated track then?
Oh,
I mean, if we're talking about overrated tracks, we may as well talk about number 32, Waluigi Pinball.
I mean...
Now, if you've seen a video by Mr. Nathaniel Bandy,
oh,
yeah, you might see that a certain pinball is number 1. Why? It's so overrated.
definitely.
Listen, I'm not a pinball hater, okay? I get it. I get why this track's good, okay? I get it. But it's a soulless remake, man. There's no shortcuts here.
It is
The
just
pinballs
linear.
are annoying, actually. They're not fun, they're annoying.
Yeah.
It's linear.
Come on, Nintendo.
Hey, not even unique music.
Like,
They could even spice up the music a little bit.
Yeah, like, I'm genuinely surprised they didn't do anything with, like, the pinball tracks. Imagine driving on them.
Yeah.
I'd have been sick.
Like giving it like the old calamari treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. But no, they didn't. But something else that worked in Nintendo's favour, you know how pinball wasn't changed? Well, neither was Mario Circuit 3, number 31. But I think this worked to Mario Circuit 3's advantage.
Yeah.
Because like, think about it. Sometimes, if you mess with something, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, if Nintendo would have messed with this, it would have messed with people's, like, view of the track, right? And I think if they'd have done any stupid, silly variant with MC3, I wouldn't have liked it as much. And I still like it because it still holds up. It's a strong SNES track, and it's a strong, like, just remake in general. Saying that, though...
Yeah, repeat that phrase, was it? What was it you were saying? You were saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Take note, Sky Garden. What the hell did you do?
Yeah.
What happened? Where's the Sky Garden? Listen,
mean,
okay, the reason it's so high is because if you ignore the fact that it's meant to be Sky Garden, it's still alright. It's still a good track if you ignore the fact that it's Sky Garden, because it's not. This isn't Sky Garden.
it's like Sky Garden 2.
It is. It's like a sequel. Why Nintendo? I didn't want a sequel. I want a Sky Garden.
Exactly. If anybody was asking for Sky Garden, they're not gonna expect a different track.
Yeah. It's visually cool, music brilliant, the track works, but it's not Sky Garden, is it?
Honestly. Now, next up we have Madrid Drive. This is the final track, like the final city track, I should say, of the Boost Course Pass. And can I say, it's not ending on a bang for the cities. It's ending on like a tiny little, like a little whoosh. Yeah. It's good. Don't get me wrong. Like they've got it represented very well. They've got the museum. They've got the botanical garden. They've got the plaza. They've got the fucking football stadium. I mean, have you heard the music when you go through the stadium, guys?
We haven't, because it's the final lap.
Oh well, that's true. But regardless, very, very good. Like I think it does well. However, it's just kind of mid. Like there could have been a bit more. Like this is Madrid Drive, you know?
Yep.
Now,
talking about mid, we have Rosalina's Ice World, a 3DS track, which has finally come back. Which begs the question: where's Airship Fortress?
Yeah, like,
not gonna lie.
So this is like the truth to this is this was the surprise track.
And I really was surprised. I was surprised about how mid it was. Whoa, you go in the water.
Oh,
nice
shortcut.
Track.
We added one.
There's a new shortcut at the end. Whoa.
Mental.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't really care. Listen, it's fine. It's pretty. Galaxy fans, eat your heart out. Otherwise, just kind of sit down.
Me, as a Galaxy fan, ate my heart out. But
Yep,
I will
fine.
say, moving on to number 27, DS Mario Circuit. Now, of course, this was technically, in fact, we're talking about both tracks that killed Airship's chances. This is the other one. And honestly, worthy remake. Like, it's strong enough on its own as a remake. It's definitely better than, like, OG DSMC, I think. And I don't think I would put it any higher than this, possibly.
It's good. It's a good circuit, but it's still a circuit, isn't it?
Exactly. That's the problem with it.
Yep.
It's a circuit. Now, something that does rely on a certain thing is...
Listen, 26 Vancouver Velocity. Listen, I was driving, okay? I was driving. I was driving. Okay, all right? I complete that first lap, and I'm thinking, wow. You know what? Everyone telling me that Vancouver is the best city. I get it. And then, like, the other two laps kind of just go past. Like, there's nothing really notable here.
Yeah, they're just...
It's carried so hard by the first lap. Like, if it was just the first lap, times 3, you're looking at a top 10.
Yep.
But with this, you're looking at a 26.
So yeah, it's like a soft top 30.
Yeah.
Oh, no one's gonna like me after this one. Number 25. 3DS Rainbow Road. Now, listen, before you light your torches and you sharpen your pitchforks, everyone, you all know that we do not like 7. 1 bit. And there's a reason I don't like 3DS Rainbow Road. This thing is quite literally ripping off all the other Rainbow Roads in existence, effectively. Mainly N64, right? I mean, honestly, it's not stealing anything from DS or GameCube, but...
Why isn't it?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, this Rainbow Road is so pissing easy.
Yeah, it's so, like, if you fall off of this Rainbow Road,
You bad.
what are you doing? This is effectively a linear path that's a big square, right?
Yeah.
And you can see where you're going. And there's a giant section on the moon. If you're falling off of that bit, you've got problems.
My main complaint with 3DS Rainbow Road, I feel like we did a bit more convincing here, is if you were to remove the graphics, you would have a really poorly strung together course with no cohesion and music which isn't even original to itself.
Of course. I mean, I don't even like the whole like section-based thing. Like
Yeah.
that, it's cool that they tried it, but no, doesn't.
Okay, for those of you who are still here, Choco Mountain, hooray! We like Choco Mountain.
Number 24.
We do. It's got a nice little remake, right? We last saw it in DS. In DS, it was okay. In N64, it was infamous. Now it's here. It's okay. It's good. I like it. You know what? Middle of the park. Not really got much more else to say apart from if it comes up, I'm not complaining.
Of course.
I'm not leaving the lobby. I'm just gonna be. No, I'm fully entertained.
Like, put it this way, like, if it's in the rotation and the other options are shit, I'll pick it.
Yeah.
However, if there's good options, I will pick the good options. I will not be picking
yeah,
Choco Mountain. Now, one thing, weirdly enough, that I actually tend to not pick, but everyone seems to pick online, is number 23, Athens Dash. Or, as we like to call it,
Athens Dash.
perfect track.
Love it.
Perfect in terms of theming, not in terms of track design. That lap 2 needs some work, Nintendo. That's really weak. Like, the third variant of Athens and Tour just doesn't hit, you know? Like, the other 2 laps, they're great. You're going through, like, the path on, you're going down the mountain, and the other one, you're going up the mountain with the boulders, right? Fantastic, right? Number 3, you just kind of go around the side. It doesn't do much.
Right.
But of course, a lot of people enjoy this. And what do we enjoy?
Now, let's flip it on its head. A track that people don't enjoy, but we do, is London Loop.
Absolutely.
I think this track gets a bad rep.
I
For
agree.
what it's worth, it does. Okay, I see so many people ranking this towards the bottom of the cities. I have to ask, why? Like, listen, okay. Its turns aren't stupid.
No.
It's got a good difficult factor. It plays really well on 2GCC.
Absolutely.
The music is a jam.
Yes.
Right, honestly, it's good. It's good female. And it's not a bias coming from us. Okay.
No, because
I
put it
think
this way, we don't want to live in London.
Yeah. No, God no. Nobody does.
No, not even Londoners want to live in London.
Yep. And I feel like if there was to be a bit better theming, I suppose I could give some Shy Guys some knives or something. But listen, okay. For what it's worth, it's not that bad of a track. It gets a really bad rap, and I think it plays quite well on 200cc. I like it.
Agreed. Now, that was 22, but this is 21. Now, it's another lap-changing course, but it's not a city. This is Piranha Plant Cove. Now, I believe this to be one of the best underwater courses we've ever been given.
Granted, you haven't exactly got an amazing, little field to choose from.
Oh, yeah, no, the pool's not the best.
Yeah.
But Piranha Plant Cove has its theming absolutely, brilliantly. It's so well done in all of its parts. Like, there's a shipwreck that you go over, so better than Galleon. There's a ruins section that you go over, so better than Plant Slide. And there's all sorts of these underwater tunnels and enemies you can interact with, and it just works. There's a lot of piranha theme, of course, and of course it was also partly the reason why Pipeline is dead, but at the same time, I think Cove was still the better pick. It fits.
That's good, but now to move on to a slightly better Tour Nitro with a bit of water, it's Squeaky Clean Sprints. Now, honestly, the debate me and Brandon had to where to stick this was probably the biggest one in this list.
Absolutely, I agree.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted this higher, you wanted this lower.
Oh, definitely.
You don't like this
Put
track.
it this way, Jamie wanted this, in the top 10?
I wanted it in the top 10.
I wanted this in the bottom 10.
I adore this track.
So we were very split on where to put this.
But
I understand that the music does slap.
music does slap, the track plays really well. And honestly, it's got a nice little bit of difficulty to it. I like my difficulty.
Of course.
Alright? It's got many options in many routes. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, for what it's worth, it's creative. The theming could be better, but I like this track.
Yeah, the thing is, right, I'm genuinely surprised I don't like this more, right? I myself am one to enjoy toilet humour. However, I didn't mean a literal toilet, Nintendo. However, it's whatever. The music is genuinely good, and controversial opinion incoming, I prefer the tour version of the music to the 8 Deluxe version. Now, of course, Jamie, you prefer the 8 Deluxe version, of course. Right, yes. But that is fine, because now we're moving on to number 19, Maple Treeway. Now, I was thinking of a gag to sort of link these two things together. I didn't have one, because Maple Treeway doesn't have any related tracks outside of Vancouver, and that was 6 tracks ago. So, yeah, Maple, you're here. Now, Maple, you've got a complicated past, because you're cool. But you've got less cool over the years. The coolest you were was Mario Kart Wii. Now, when you lost your net, then you lost your charm. I'm sorry, pal.
Unfortunately, for me, it's that there is some ridiculously tough standards in this. Alright, Nintendo are picking the fan favourite tracks from every game, left, right, and centre. So unfortunately, Maple, you're falling down the pecking order. Just not through any fault of your own in this one. It's a perfectly good rendition of yourself.
You are a brilliant track still.
Yeah, but you've been outclassed.
You could have been better. However, a track that does do a remake justice is...
This is it. Calamari Desert.
number 18.
What a glow up.
Oh, yeah.
What a glow up. I'll tell you what, if this had been the regular Calamari Desert, it's probably looking towards the bottom half of the list.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
But I'm a massive fan of Calamari Desert, which has helped where it's come.
Same.
Right, that second lap is brilliant. That third lap is brilliant. That first lap is brilliant. It's brilliant. It finally made use of the train as a genuine threat. Instead of it being RNG, oh, you've just randomed into the train now. Oh well. You take it. You approach a whole different angle by going through the tunnel and coming right up head against the train. I like this. Right, the music has got a good glow up too. It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
And like, I think the sort of, because the old Calamari didn't seem so grand, but now this remake of Calamari, the music is a lot grander, isn't it? Like it just feels more like it cares. It's great. Now, another track that Nintendo put a lot of care into is Boo Lake. Now, at number 17, this looks a little bit high, I think, for some people, because I don't think a lot of people like Boo Lake particularly. However, myself and Jamie are big fans of Boo Lake, relatively.
Fans.
Like, I think that Boo Lake, as a remake, has done really well. Like, if you think about what Boo Lake originally was, it was a boardwalk over nothing. Like, it was implied that there was a lake there, but was there a lake there? No. However, now there is. And what are we doing with that lake? We're in it.
Yeah.
Right? That's amazing, Nintendo. That's creative.
Sometimes simplicity is...
It's key.
Sometimes simplicity is key. Listen, they didn't reinvent the track like they did with Sky Garden.
No.
They didn't remove some key features or try to change things up like Sunset Wilds did.
No.
Nor was it anything groundbreaking like some of the tracks coming up. But it's solid, it's faithful, but you know what? It adds a little twist in there.
Of course.
Right? And nothing feels better than going through that little U-turn section on 200cc. I love that.
Hell yeah. Like, I feel like Nintendo just looked at Boo Lake, snapped it in a bunch of places and said, that'll do. Yeah. But in a way, that works.
It does.
It's perfect.
Now, what else works is number 16, Rome Avanti.
Oh, Rome Avanti.
Now, all I'll say is I wish this was the ender. This should have been the last one, not Madrid.
Not Madrid.
Rome is so good.
Right. Honestly, me and Jamie were both, remember the hashtags? Like, hashtag Save Rome for Spiny? We were both on that, weren't we?
We were.
We were both, honestly, like, we were praying.
Now, there has been no bigger critic of the Tour City tracks than myself.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I've not given these things a fair chance. And going back on it, nor would I. Honestly, most of them have been awful.
True.
But what I will say is Rome blew the jocks off me.
It was...
I played this on tour. I messaged Brandon and said, wow, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
It was a strange message as well, because I wasn't expecting a message from Jamie about Mario Kart Tour. Yeah. You don't fucking like Tour.
Oh, no, I don't. But when you get a message from me going, you know what, this city?
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a good wave.
Yeah. And as it was.
Another wave that was good is Wave 3. And that's where we'll find number 15, Berlin Byways, which is my personal favourite city and
our highest rated city.
Yeah, it's our highest rated city and our joint favourite, I believe. We just connect very, very well on this track. Like this, it's the combination of just Berlin and the location. It's a nice place. Like have you been to Berlin?
I've been to Berlin.
Yeah, I'm genuinely so jealous.
And what I will say is, as someone who's been to Berlin, it recreates the feeling of the city really well. Like, even down to the choice of colour. Believe it, as weird as it sounds, right? It feels accurate. It's accurate to what Berlin does feel like. And what I love about this as well, it's difficult.
Yeah,
it's not
a tricky
drab, boring
city.
Like, how many times have you been playing Cindy, right? And you've just sat there driving for 2 minutes, nothing's happened, right? You're bored out of your mind, right? No, Berlin is left, right, you're going everywhere, you're through the wall, you're in the river, you're down the train station.
It's so mental.
Incredible.
And what I love the most about Berlin Byways is its fucking music. Oh my
top 5
god,
in the BCP for the music.
easily. That is such a good song. And now I will say the 8 Deluxe rendition castrated it a little bit.
Yeah.
However, still slaps. Like they didn't take it down too much. But again, another controversial opinion, Tor's remix of the music is better than the 8 Deluxe one.
And that's it for the Tour Cities. But from a Tour City to a Wii Classic, it's DK Snowball Cross. Or Summit for
All you Americans.
all you Americans. This is just... I'll tell you what. I think I prefer the Wii version a little bit. Now, I'll go out and say I feel the gap cut is too free now. In the sense that you have, like, before it was a nice little novelty. If you get it, you go a little bit ahead. Cool. Now it's not really a novelty as much as it is a necessity. It's free.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have to do it or you're behind.
You could just go ahead and double cut this shit. No issue at all, right? You don't need a mushroom. You don't need anything, right? You just drive.
It's actually so easy you can overshoot it, even without a mushroom. I'm serious.
You could drive in a straight line and make both the cuts. Like, no braking, etc., right? That is a little bit of a dampener on what is a really good remake otherwise. Because DK Snowball Cross, it wasn't going to go wrong, was it?
Of course not. And another thing that I absolutely adore about both the Tour version and this version of DK Summit, it's not Mario on the statue anymore.
It's DK.
Yeah, it's DK, because whose Snowball Cross is this?
DK's,
not Mario's. What are you doing there?
Brilliant.
Next. Now,
I'm ashamed. I wanted to talk about this one myself.
yeah, now, honestly, when deciding who to talk about each one, we had to sort of divvy it up evenly. And Jamie wanted to talk about Snowland, but honestly, I think either of us talking about it does this track enough justice. This track was hated to fuck, right? It was all through the shaking of the screen. Now, I don't know why Nintendo thought that was a great idea to begin with, giving all of their, kids on car journeys seizures, but sure.
How are you to question Nintendo? Please don't sue us, guys, please.
Now, of course, Nintendo wanted to surprise us all, right? Wave 2 was going to be a little bit mid otherwise. Snowland came out of nowhere.
It did. And you know what? I, for one, couldn't be happier.
Same.
This is my nomination now. And one of them, we'll come into it later, for Best Remake.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a hated to loved, like, change overnight.
It's crazy.
It literally went from hated to rated. It is incredible.
Like, and that giant cut.
Yeah.
That giant
The reintroduction of the ultra shortcut.
It's so good.
Everything about this track is just solid. Like, if I see people hate on this, I just go, why? What is that to hate?
What's wrong with this?
What is that to hate?
Like, to a degree, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it perfect just yet, because we're not in the top 10. However, we are at
number 12, which is Moonview Highway. The shock course of Wave 5.
Wow.
Who saw this one coming?
Not us.
I. Who's happy that this one came?
Both of us.
Both of us. What a track. From the visuals, the music. Listen, it could have been higher if it was a bit more difficult. Unfortunately, the cars feel a bit slow and they feel a bit small. I never hit a car these days.
No.
But what it lacks in difficulty, it makes up for in aesthetic and vibe. I love it. It's nice and solid. Honestly, I love time trialing this one to death.
Same.
Right, the boost panels reorganising themselves is a nice little addition as well.
Cool. I like that.
It's solid.
And like, when you go in the tunnel and it changes the music so that it's like a little bit
it's like jazzy.
It's so well done.
Can't hate this one.
Not at all.
What a solid little rendition.
Now, number 11. And now this is perfect that I'm talking about this one because last I heard you are not a massive fan of this track.
Oh yeah, no. You guys are all lucky for your own ears' sake that you're getting him talking about this one.
Yeah, so number 11 is Mushroom Gorge. Now, a lot of people will be gasping right now, why is this not in the top 10? Well,
oh my God.
The thing is, right, Mushroom Gorge is one of those tracks where it had its time. It's had its time, and while it's nice that it's here, it's like an icon in football. Like, they had their time.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're a past great. but they don't play anymore. They're not there anymore.
Alright, my liking it. Alright, I liken Mushroom Gorge a lot to Waluigi Pinball. In the sense that what made Waluigi Pinball so fun was the mechanics of DS, snaking around those corners. Alright, and the drift style on DS made Waluigi Pinball so fun. The second you bring it back, you lose what it was, right? Those janky ass stupid mushroom physics in Wii, or being able to ride the wall, or being able to pull that gap cut off, so like as difficult as it was. That's what made Mushroom Gorge. It wasn't gliding over the cavern.
No.
It wasn't basically a free
shortcut
if you have a mushroom.
Yeah. The thing is, I still really like Mushroom Gorge, which is why it's quite high on the list. It would have actually been it would have been a lot lower.
Should it were my decision.
I was gonna say if it was up to Jamie and solely Jamie.
For me, the mushroom bouncers just feel too safe now.
However, I am slowly realizing why this probably doesn't deserve the top 10 because it just misses it, and I think that's fair because it gets an honourable mention in a sense at number 11.
Or a dishonourable mention in my opinion, but yeah.
I suppose. Now, one thing that you're not going to have a fun time talking about.
Likewise, actually, I do like this track.
Oh.
Not as much as you.
No.
But you know what? You can't go wrong with a bit of Shroom Ridge.
Number 10.
Plays incredibly on 200cc, and you know what? Fairly difficult.
Yeah.
I like this track. The music got such a glow up. I love it. Okay, and you know what? This was a forgotten gem in DS.
Definitely.
So for what it's worth, I'm glad that the BCP remembered this one existed.
Yeah.
It's one of those tracks where it's brought attention to a bit of a forgotten one, right? And it's turned it into a fan favourite.
Yeah. Now,
God bless you, Shroom Ridge.
and that's what I like about what the BCP's done for it, because it's taken what nobody remembered and gone, this exists, guys. It's really good. And then people have gone, oh, that's a track. I don't remember that. And then they go look at the old version and think, this is better.
Yeah.
So, next, we'll actually be talking about a track that I've seen a lot of people disliking actually recently.
Really
and
weird.
This has shocked me a lot. But number 9 is DK Mountain. What went wrong? Like this track?
I don't think anything's gone wrong.
Exactly, this track's great. So why are people hating it?
People were crying for this track to be added since Wave 1.
Yeah, and
everyone going, oh my god, it's going to be DK Mountain instead of Dino Dino Jungle. I don't want Dino. Cool, you've got your DK Mountain. What the hell are you complaining for?
Exactly. Like, the thing is, DK Mountain, in fact, not only retained its shortcut, it changed it a bit to, just change it up a bit, because, having the same shortcut would have been a bit stale, right?
Yeah.
3 times in a row. But not only that, they added a shortcut.
Yeah.
I love that. DK Mountain just feels like it's been reinvented a little bit. Also, anybody that prefers those wooden ramps from Wii, what's wrong with you?
It's alright, there's nostalgic and then there's blind.
Yeah, of course. Now, moving on.
Moving on to number 8. Coconut Mall.
An
Again,
old classic.
what we said about Maple Treeway in the sense that everything else has gotten better rather than it getting worse. Same can be held for Coconut Mall, if not for one section. What did they do to the cars?
Oh, the cars.
What was the point?
Oh, the poor cars.
You're going to hate me for this one, but I don't exactly like the graphics of this track. You're going to hate me for that.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to understand, I liked how it looked in Wii. It's
a
bit dingy. I like that.
A lot of people enjoyed Wii's aesthetic.
Okay. However, what I don't like is those conveyor belt-esque fucking ramps. What the hell do they do to the escalators? They're not even escalators anymore, they're just ramps.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't particularly like how glowy and all that it is now because it blinds me. And I don't like those cars. Why do they do that?
They're just donuts.
They're just donuts. Why?
It's fun.
It's not fun. But okay, so what? Kicks off with number 7, bud.
Number 7, we have, honestly, a personal favourite of both of ours.
Yeah.
And probably what we consider to be, joint the best, Tour Nitro. Yoshi's Island. I mean, as everyone knows, I'm a Yoshi main. And, you still like Yoshi as a character, right?
I do like Yoshi as a character.
And, having an entire track based on a game he's from, that's amazing, Nintendo.
It is a little fun fact. Before the release of Wave 4, I went ahead and completed Yoshi's Island.
Wow.
You know what? Went on the old SNES Virtual Console, and I did it myself.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I don't regret a thing, because coming into that track afterwards, right, hearing all the sound effects, I teared up.
Wow.
I genuinely teared up.
I mean,
right?
I enjoy a lot of Yoshi's Island. I love the happy, cute aesthetic that it takes from the Yoshi's Island games. I love all the sound effects they've added at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
The coins are different, and even that bridge section, that's creative as hell. Like having a shortcut spawn in on the activity of a player. Fantastic, Nintendo.
The only reason this isn't number one is because I think there could have been a bit more creative with the track design.
Yeah, it's a little simple.
Visually
Stunning.
beautiful, cool, but there's certain aspects that maybe just go, why? Like crabs, for instance.
And this kind of, weirdly enough, because it's another Nintendo IP, it kind of falls into the same category as like the F-Zero tracks
It does to an
and
extent.
the
but
Zelda tracks.
It's a series that owes its roots to Mario, so I don't really come to it.
Of course. So because it's more Mario focused, it stands
However,
far above those
a
little
little
tracks.
bit creative, a little bit more creative track design, just the bee's knees. But here we are, number 6. My personal favourite, Riverside Park. And when I said that Snowland had a nomination for the best glow up, I think this was the winner.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god, Riverside Park. It's short, yeah. It's sweet. It's not too difficult.
Nope.
It's not too easy.
Nope.
The new enemies that they just decided, you know what, we're just going to code it just for this. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, boom, Patooey.
Right, where they drop items everywhere. I love it. The music is disgustingly good. It looks beautiful. This is like the shortcut is so good to take, and that little section where you start like going up, right? You're surrounded by Patooies, right? You're just going up there. You just out the waterfall. Love it.
Perfect.
This is a brilliant track.
Like this was a brilliant opener after I believe Amsterdam, was it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So this was fantastic to go after
This
Amsterdam.
this restored my confidence.
Yeah, like the fruit cup was like, oh no, and then you saw Riverside and you was like, oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So now we've reached the top 5.
We have.
And we're beginning with a personal favourite of mine because it's a giant boat, Daisy Cruiser. Now I've always loved boats and cruise ships, so whenever I see a racetrack on one, I'm like, oh my god, hell yes. And Daisy Cruiser does not disappoint it. Daisy Cruiser is one of those tracks that just, I don't know, this remake especially feels alive.
It
right?
does.
This, like, not only the music and like how well that's done.
Wow, I could write essays about the music.
Like-
I had you listening to that music for
You
days
did.
on end.
You
the
really did.
strings. Oh my god. I think if you go back to our initial playthrough of Wave 5, you'll hear me talk non-stop about the music. God, it's infectious.
Yeah, and like just everything about Daisy Cruiser for me, I just love it. Because now, my first game was not Double Dash, it was DS.
No way.
And I've obviously played Wii and 7. So my first introduction of Daisy Cruiser was Mario Kart 7.
Oh no.
And you might think, oh god, it's going to ruin it. No, in fact, no, it kind of improved it. And in fact, weirdly enough, 7's remake of Daisy Cruiser is kind of what inspired the tour version of the track, which then led to this. And I personally think this is the most alive version of the track. Sure, we don't need that aquarium section, that can stay the engine room for all I care. But, good god, wow.
I have no complaints with it.
Nope.
But, however, another Double Dash track will trump that. You think this one's alive? I think you haven't seen alive till you see Waluigi Stadium.
Number
This
4.
is alive. The energy is something else. I don't know what they did with this track, but the visual, oh my god. Like, everything is glowing, right? The mud looks brilliant. The piranha plants are everywhere, right? You've got these little ramps that you can just trick onto. Wow. Okay, literally, wow. Right? The physics are so good with it as well because it's all slippy. It feels like a proper, like, little derby.
Yeah, it's like an actual fucking dirt bike stadium.
Right? And I tell you what, nothing is more whimsical and brilliant than the music. The nice little double dash horn at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right, opening up to probably the best rendition of this theme that we've seen, which is tough competition considering it's already fucking phenomenal. Now, I have two favourite tracks. Spoiler alert, one's still to come. But I could go on for hours about why this track is a masterpiece.
Of course, I don't share your opinions about it, but what I can do is respect them, because while you might not completely share the opinions of my favourite track, you might at least respect them.
Yeah,
And I know this is a track that's close to your heart,
it is.
and I'm not gonna shit on it for being something you love. Now, what we definitely can't shit on is number 3, Wii Rainbow Road.
I bet you probably expected this to be in number 1. No.
Ha, you got fooled. We are not having this. Like, I mean, it's a great track, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's a cheap ending if we did that.
It would be. But in reality, we could talk about what this does right. Okay. Everything.
It's genuinely fantastic.
Right,
Now,
it's probably easy to talk about what it does wrong.
yeah, and honestly, that list's kind of
Yeah.
short. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, not really much it does wrong. It's all solid. Honestly, it improves on every single aspect of the original.
Yeah, like Wii Rainbow Road for me, as a remake, like this was the remake it deserved. Like going from Wii to Tour to 8 Deluxe, great jump. Now obviously there was a little bit of fear in that we might not get it.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of fear that it might be a section-based course.
Oh god.
But all of that
every
was
Wii fan
mitigated.
thought that.
Everything was mitigated when we saw it. We saw the little lap car in the corner and it said 3 laps. All I could say to that was, thank you for giving us this 3-minute masterpiece. Thank you,
Nintendo are about to drop a 1-minute track.
Yeah, there's no way. They wouldn't do that to us.
They wouldn't, but what a Rainbow Road this is. And number 2 is Peach Gardens. Shocker. Shocker, I love Peach Gardens.
Shocker,
No
a
way.
DS track near the top, mad.
No way. But let me justify it and say this is probably the most creative remake that I think is in the BCP. Not just in terms of visuals, right? Visually it's stunning. It always has been.
Oh,
'cause it's
yeah.
It's always has been. 'Cause it's Peach Gardens,
Oh,
right?
me and you, we fucking
Yeah.
love Peach Gardens.
But the little additions that they've made, right? They've made certain sections wider a little bit, right? And they've made certain sections a little bit shorter, which I like as well. Adding a piranha plant at the end as
Wicked.
a nice little added layer of difficulty. They've kept the little maze section in the middle.
Yep.
Love that again. And they added a reverse. Nice.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
creative.
It's creative for what it's worth, right? It does so much to keep the difficulty of the original, right, while giving it that upgrade.
Of course.
And honest to God, it is the perfect track if the perfect track was not at number 1 right now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Now, obviously, if anybody's been keeping track of what we've been talking about, you'll know that our number 1 is, of course, SNES Bowser Castle 3. What a glow up. That's all I can say. Anybody who is not ranking this in the top 10 is wrong. Not even that. If you're not ranking this in the top 3, you are wrong. This track has seen such a go up. Like, okay, it looks like it's like redone in Tour, right? And it's still grey, and like, yeah, okay, it's got that slant to it because it's obviously preparing for anti-grav. But it's still that it's still a re-enhancement of a flat SNES track.
Yeah. What I'll say is, it's about time. It took us 6 waves to get here, right? And I'm not complaining. The
Definitely
build
not.
up, right? Imagine, like, when I sat down, right, and I played the first wave, I played through the Toad Circuit, the Paris Promenade, fucking cool, alright? And I gradually played through all these waves, right? It kept getting better and better. I was like, it's going to peak at Bowser's Castle, isn't it? And it's here. And oh my god, I would not, like, when I heard it was going to be a flat Bowser's Castle, I was like, oh no. Great. It's just going to be colourful walls and flat, no track design. Boy, was I wrong. God, honest to God, right? This could confuse me for a proper modern Bowser Castle.
Same here.
It's the greatest compliment I could give a track.
Absolutely. Now, one thing we haven't even talked about yet And one thing that just like sells the track immediately for us, not even just me, for us, right, as a pair, is the music.
God.
Holy shit, the music is so good. Like we mentioned back in London Loop, right, that we like a bit of rock, don't we?
We do.
We like a bit of rock. However, this takes what London Loop's rock does well and just fucking cranks it up to 11. This is
insanity,
perfect.
and I love it.
It's genuinely amazing.
This is what I believe they envisioned with the original theme, but they couldn't quite realise it because of the technology capabilities.
Of course, yeah. Like they were held back by what their console could do.
They were, but my God, this is brilliant.
Now, that has been our BCP ranking, everybody. I want to thank you all very much for watching.
Yeah, 2 years in the making, this.
Absolutely. If you did enjoy watching this video, why not leave a like down below? If you're new to the channel, subscribe. You know, we're always looking for, you know, new people to watch our stuff. And don't forget to join the Discord either, you know, we have some fun stuff going on in there. We'd like to hear your opinions as well. So let us know in the comments what you'd like to hear. What you'd like to... let us know in the comments what you'd like us to do next.
Yeah, and make sure you tune into the next video, because trust me, you're not going to want to miss it.
Absolutely. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.
See you guys.